Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, June 19th, and I'm Kristen McDonald. This week on Norwood News, Norwood heads to the polls, the community celebrates Juneteenth, and the farmers market is open for the summer. All this and more coming up on Norwood News. Norwood residents went to the polls on Monday, June 15th, and voted to pass the public safety override. Norwood Police Chief Chris Padden addresses what the town of Norwood can expect.
Hi, I'm here to talk to you today, just real brief about the Proposition 2.5 override for public safety that just passed. On the police side, what we are going to get out of that override is 5 additional police officers. We've had a need for more police officers here in town for quite a while. The 5 additional officers will get us 5 new hires, and it'll allow us to hire 3 more supervisors. So the 5 officers that we get will give us the ability to promote 3 officers inside, and that will give us more supervision as well as more officer coverage on the street. So it's going to be very beneficial for us to have that ability to staff our shifts better, and to go ahead and ensure that we're able to cover any emergencies within the town with those additional officers. I think the override is going to affect the town by allowing better police coverage. One of the biggest things that we have a problem with is at night on some of our shifts where we're only running 5 officers. We need that extra body or extra bodies, or certainly we need the extra supervisor to give us that ability to ensure that we can handle everything quickly. We do have the opportunity to call in mutual aid on occasion, but usually what we really need is our officers to be able to get someplace quickly and to cover the scene. We've had a number of critical incidents recently, and more officers are definitely more effective to get there quickly and generally to solve the crime itself. The next steps for the override, now that it's passed, is to plan out a hiring process. We're going to take our time. We have to bring on these new 5 officers, and it's very important that we get the right people. We want to ensure that the officers that we get are top-notch. We generally go through a process where we will do interviews. We want to try and hire Norwood officers or people from Norwood or connected to Norwood, veterans, and sometimes we'll take lateral officers from other departments. So it's a long process. For example, if we were to hire somebody today, they wouldn't go to the academy until December, and they wouldn't get out of the academy until probably really 6 months down the road from there. And then we wouldn't get them on the road for another 3 months because they'd have to go through field training. So it's good that this passed now. It's good that we're moving forward, but it is a long process to hire people, and that's what we're in the process of doing now.
The community gathered on the Common this past weekend to celebrate Juneteenth. It commemorates the emancipation of enslaved African Americans, specifically marking the day in 1865 when Union troops arrived in Galveston, Texas, to announce that the last enslaved people in the state were free. Event organizer Jeff Baguma shares more.
All right, 2026 Juneteenth, our 5th year, celebrating freedom of enslaved people, Black Americans, the last being freed in Galveston, Texas, and us continuing this tradition through music, art, education. We educate and celebrate at the same time, and we bring out just different talent, different artists, different hearts, and we celebrate in different levels. Today we have a great group called Trend in Motion. They do dance, but they tell stories within their dance. They give you education within their dance. So you're not only being entertained, but you're being taught while being spoken to, while being moved. We also have DJ Bees, who's our DJ here, doing his best with his craft. We have the Juneteenth honorees.
Pierre Fontaine, Please rise and receive your 2026 Norwood Juneteenth Award.
This is a great surprise that I received the Norwood Juneteenth Award. And I'm so thankful for the words that Officer Baguma said towards me, for being a leader and offering opportunities to kids. I teach and kids around the school, and also my views in offering opportunity to every kid, whether it's here in the States or back home in Haiti. And so I'm thankful that he is a great observer, and from our conversation as well, that he was a little bit sneaky, and and it's at the last minute that he said, you are receiving an award. So it was a huge surprise, and just for being myself and just caring for children, for kids. I'm a big kid myself, so when I come around them, it's basically building a relationship with them before you can actually, share any type of wisdom.
So I'm Selena Lopes. I'm a 7th grade science teacher in Brockton, Massachusetts. I love what I do. I know it is my purpose to be there for the youth, especially the youth of color. I'm Cape Verdean, and the majority of my students are Black, okay? I want to be able to represent my culture well, represent my people well. I'm also running for Miss Massachusetts, representing my community, representing my city, representing my people, trying to do it with poise, grace, honor, and integrity. Today's the day we're celebrating Juneteenth. It's so important to talk about this history, so important to know our history so that we can move forward as a community. Juneteenth is so important for us to celebrate, especially here in Norwood. Everybody's coming together from all different cultures, all different backgrounds to enjoy the culture, talk about what needs to be changed, talk about what needs to happen in order for us to all be unified together so that we have equity in our world, equity through diversity, through inclusion. And I just think it is so beautiful. It's a beautiful day out as well. It's super hot, but we have drinks, we have food, we have vendors, and it is just a beautiful time. We're having a good time being together, celebrating the culture.
The Norfolk County Registry of Deeds held an open house this week to celebrate its 5th volume of notable land records in honor of our country's 250th anniversary.
The Registry of Deeds has been around since 1793, 233 years, but today we're celebrating the 250th year of our country, the United States of America. What we've done, we have storyboards around the registry detailing a lot of the history of Norfolk County. And as a matter of fact, a lot of the patriots that had a role in us getting independence and enjoying the freedoms that we do today were residents of Norfolk County. So what we're doing is just really trying to recognize the workers here at the Registry of Deeds. It's an open house. We've been around since, as I said, 1793, but we wanted to also combine that because we're 233 years old on June 20th. But with the 250th anniversary, we did a book. We remember America's 250th anniversary, 1776 to 2026. And like some of our other notable land records, this is our 5th volume. We've gone into the records that are around here and all the books that you see back to 1793 and came up with storyboards of people who were at the Boston Tea Party, or right here at the Registry of Deeds building. It was the home of United States Representative Fisher Ames, who was a Federalist very involved in the movement. Right across the street at the Church Green, the Sons of Liberty, who were a colonial organization that fought against British tyranny, a secret organization. The only monument they've ever erected is across the street from the registry. And the Suffolk Resolves, which was the precursor of the Declaration of Independence, was actually written at a bar that was adjacent to the Ames House, which now the Registry of Deeds sits on that property. So we did this sort of as an open house. We will just have a brief introduction, and President John Adams is going to be here. I have to thank President John Adams. He was the second president of the United States, but one of our very loyal and great employees who gives great service to the residents and the stakeholders that use the registry. Mike LePage is a reenactor, and he is President John Adams, so he will be here welcoming people, but also reading the Declaration of Independence. And anyone who shows up can walk around and look at the different storyboards of historical figures or places. I mean, we actually have the old cemetery, the old parish cemetery in Norwood, which dates back to the 1740s from South Dedham. So we have stories about the places around Norfolk County that have ties, because a lot of people who answered the call to fight in Lexington and Concord were from Norwood and from all around the Norfolk County. So that's what we're doing here today, and we appreciate Norwood Community Media and Ron Marshalsea being here to just let the people know out there's plenty of history here in Norfolk County, and the freedoms that we all get to enjoy today started 250 years ago with a lot of courage by the patriots of the past.
When Norwood News returns, Norwood seniors honor the Friends of the Council on Aging, and the Norwood Farmers Market is open for business.
Our town departments help keep Norwood running strong, and you can stay informed every week with Norwood News. From upcoming events and community updates to important announcements, each department works with NCM to keep residents connected and informed. Learn what's happening in your town, only on Norwood Community Media.
Tuesday afternoon's annual ribbon cutting ceremony opened another season for the Norwood Farmers Market. Let's take a peek at how it went.
Hi, this is Peter McFarland. I'm the director of the Norwood Farmers Market, and here we are on June 16th on the Norwood Town Common, and we're here to open up the market for the season. We'll be here from today until October 20th. And mainly our hours will be 2 to 6 p.m. and except for August 4th when we share the common with the police doing their National Night Out. So we go earlier on that day from noon to 4. We're starting the season. We've got close to today probably over 30 vendors. So as far as that goes, we have our usual Riverdale Farm and Barbosa Family Farm. They've been with us for a few years now. For food and beverage, we have Allie's Cookies and Bittersweet from before, and a bunch of new vendors. Aaron App Sellers, who's a wine vendor out of Westford, Mass. Captain Marsden Seafood. White Willie's Sports Cards. He's been with us for 5 years now, so he's usually, if you got cards to trade, he's got things to trade with you. We're trying to give everybody a lot of local businesses a chance. It's a great place. A lot of businesses work out of their house and they're trying to meet people. So it's given them a chance to come down here and get a chance to show their goods and then hopefully develop their own customer base. So as far as that goes, so that's one thing. We talk on our mission as far as to get people to eat healthy, which is why we have the farmers market in the first place, and to buy locally. Because all these vendors are from Massachusetts mainly. I think 1 or 2 from Rhode Island can come up that far. But hope to see you all down here when you get a chance. There's plenty of things to do down here. We're over 30 vendors. Thank you.
The seniors of Norwood came together to honor the Friends of the Council on Aging. A luncheon was held at the 4 Points last Friday afternoon. Attendees socialized, enjoyed a delicious meal, and hit the dance floor. The Friends group raises money and donates funds to the Senior Center for larger purchases such as the Senior Center bus and garage.
Well, folks, we've made it to 25 years and we're still going strong. We have raised over $1.5 million over the years, and this is a great accomplishment for a small nonprofit board. The late Bill McCoy played a key role in raising the money, and the funds raised were used for additions and improvements at the Senior Center. The Friends initially donated $8,000 to the Senior Center for the architectural plans of the new hall, and was subsequently followed by a $250,000 donation to build that hall, where we have plenty of meetings, parties, meals, and other functions and dances on Friday nights.
We are here today to celebrate 25 years of the Friends of the Council on Aging, which is our fundraising group. So the Friends of the Council on Aging is just a group of volunteers that fundraise for different things for us to purchase at the Senior Center. Your donation can be as little as $5 to join the Friends each year, or whatever you choose to give. A lot of folks who pass away choose to have donations sent to the Friends of the Council on Aging, and they do whatever we ask. Buses, garages, as you know, events like this, they're very helpful. It takes some of the burden off the town. The buses, for instance, the town has never had to purchase a Senior Center bus. The Friends have purchased both of them. The big room, they started the big campaign for that. So it just takes a little bit of burden away from the town. It makes my job a little easier. It feels so good to get up, get dressed. You see everyone here enjoying themselves, the chatter in the room. It's all about socialization, engagement, and getting up and out. I thank Norwood Community Media for always supporting us. You've supported the Friends for as long as you've been around as well. Jim Schmidt is one of the founding members of the Friends. So no, we appreciate everything that NCM does for us.
The town of Norwood posted this week that Hawes Pool will be delayed in opening this summer. Due to unforeseen issues within the Hawes Pool pump room, the pool will not be opening as scheduled on Saturday, June 20th. We know many residents were looking forward to the start of the season, and we apologize for the inconvenience. Until Hawes Pool opens, Father Max Pool will be open from 12 to 7 starting this Saturday, June 20th. The splash pad will also be open beginning this Saturday from 12 to 5. All swim lessons and stingray practices will be relocated to Father Max Pool until further notice. At the Coakley Middle School, a wonderful spring tradition brings generations together through a shared love of reading. With the support of the Moral Library and the Senior Center, Coakley 6th graders have the opportunity to meet with members of an older generation to discuss the book they have all read.
So the Literacy Luncheon is when we have a group of volunteer students read a novel, as well as members from our Norwood community. They also read the same novel. And then they all come together in this wonderful event where they talk about the novel, they enjoy food, they discuss and enjoy each other's company over a novel that they all shared and they all read. Right now, all of the kids are in their groups with our guests, and they're talking about the novel Linked by Gordon Corman and discussing a bunch of discussion questions and just kind of bouncing ideas off each other about the novel itself and whether they enjoyed it or not. So the novel that everyone read was called Linked by Gordon Corman. It is about basically these middle school students that go to Chokecherry Middle School. They discover swastikas that are plastered around the school, and it's kind of a mystery as to why these swastikas are appearing, who's created them, as well as kind of dealing with anti-Semitism and Semitic treatment within the common average day, along with our world history.
And it was pretty nice. They all shared, asked some good questions about the book. It just felt like they were there to listen and share all the things they wanted us to know.
Like, I learned that the book has different meanings to everybody. And like, I was saying at the table, basically like, that like everyone has like a different perspective of the story, so it's like everything's different. It was actually pretty fun because like then I got to see their perspective of the story, and it kind of changed my perspective a little bit.
Oh, it's a wonderful time to, at my age, you know, in my 70s, to sit down with sixth graders and a much different generation and talk and learn from each other, because I learned a lot today. Believe me, I am not a social media person, but I know a lot more now than I knew then.
It's truly rewarding as a teacher. It's so just comforting to see our students connect with the older generation and just be so kind and mature and talk to them fluidly on just discussions of the novel, but also just kindness of asking to pick up after themselves, to pick up their trash for them, to get them a water. It's very sweet to see them discuss the novel with each other, but also to just show kindness for the older generation.
Hello everyone, I'm Diana Hillary, the public health nurse for the town of Norwood. The opioid crisis is a pressing issue across Massachusetts, affecting countless individuals and families. Every day, we face the heartbreaking reality of losing loved ones to opioid overdoses, but there is hope. Narcan, also known as naloxone, is a life-saving medication that can temporarily reverse opioid overdoses when administered quickly. Narcan is a nasal spray that can temporarily restore normal breathing to someone who has overdosed on opioids, including prescription painkillers, fentanyl, and heroin. If you suspect someone is experiencing an overdose, call 911 immediately. Administer Narcan by spraying it into one of the person's nostrils. If the person does not respond after 2 to 3 minutes, administer a second dose in the opposite nostril. If the person stops breathing while waiting for emergency help, start giving rescue breaths or perform CPR. Where can you find Narcan? It's available for purchase at pharmacies without needing a prescription. You can also get it for free at the Norwood Health Department and various community organizations throughout the state. Using Narcan is a critical part of combating the opioid crisis. It's safe, legal, and can save a life. Don't hesitate to act in an emergency. It's also essential to recognize the signs of an overdose, which may include noticing slow or stopped breathing, unresponsiveness, or blue lips and fingernails. Administering Narcan, providing rescue breaths, and performing CPR can significantly increase a person's chance of survival. Spread this knowledge among your family and friends. Together we can make a difference. Carry Narcan, educate those around you, and work to break the stigma associated with opioid use. Remember, you hold the power to save a life. For more information on Narcan, or how to obtain a free kit, or to learn CPR, please call me at 781-384-9195 or visit the Norwood Health Department. Be the one who makes a difference. Carry Narcan, save a life.
At the school committee meeting on Wednesday night, Superintendent Luff brought a request before the committee to officially name the Coakley Middle School TV studio the Jack Tolman Television Studio. This request was met with unanimous approval from the committee, citing Jack's 35 years of service to the Norwood Public Schools.
You have a policy, FF, which is naming new facilities. And as you know, we have a brand new Coakley Middle School, which includes a brand new middle school broadcast studio. And per school committee policy FF, I'm making a recommendation to you after whatever decision you make on a public comment period, which can be 5 minutes, it could be none, it could be 2 weeks, it's totally up to you. The consideration is to recommend the naming of the new Coakley Middle School broadcast studio after Jack Tolman, longtime staff, but also NCM community media gentleman who has really done everything in the world in this community to support the broadcast studio, but also our students in learning, and has some vast and amazing services to this town. So for 35 years, Jack has served as an educator, mentor, broadcaster, and storyteller, both of the Norwood Public Schools in the town of Norwood. Since he started in the NHS TV program back in 1991, he has dedicated himself not only to his students and staff of the Norwood Public Schools, but also the entire community. Over his years in the Norwood Public Schools, Jack taught, mentored, and coached hundreds of students who gained invaluable skills needed in any career that followed. There are so many Norwood Public Schools alumni that work in the media and communications industry, whether it be in front of the camera delivering the news in major media markets across the country, or behind the camera as directors, producers, crew members, or communications specialists, and Jack has had a significant influence on all of them. Jack was instrumental in creating the foundation of a strong partnership between the Norwood Public Schools and Norwood Community Media. This partnership opened up more opportunities for our students to gain real-world experience in the art of broadcast television and allowed Jack to film and capture some of the most important events in the lives of thousands of Norwood residents throughout the years. Musical performances, athletic events, graduation ceremonies, and special events have been captured and archived, permanently available for residents to relive the special moments in their lives. Given this depth of work, Jack's influence on so many, and his contributions to the Norwood Public Schools and the Norwood community, I respectfully ask that you honor Jack by naming the broadcast studio at CMS the Jack Tolman Broadcast Studio. And as you can see in your packet, which I will not read, the hundreds of, I feel like, testimonials, there's significant community support around this request.
So Dr. Luff came to me with this, and I think with the testimonials, I view that as like the public comment piece. You know, you guys, obviously as the committee, we can decide, but I would also be in support of this, but I would leave it to you with any questions, comments, or queries that you have for Dr. Luff about this.
I'll just say, you know how rare it is to walk around this town and find somebody that no one will say an ill word about, so I'm fully in favor.
That is well said.
Agreed. This sounds like a very fitting tribute to someone who's given so much.
Pleasure of the committee.
I will move to name the Coakley Middle School Broadcast Studio the Jack Tolman Broadcast Studio.
Excellent. Ben moves. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Judith seconds. Any further discussion? Seeing or hearing none, because we're all here, we will do a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? No. Lovely. So that passes 4-0. Thank you.
I cannot wait for next year when I hear the CMS school kids opening up their news from the Jack Tolman Broadcast Studio. I can hear their voices already. It's going to be great.
At the close of the meeting, School Committee Chair David Hiltz recognized the committee's longtime recording secretary, Donna Dolliner. Donna served the committee for over 20 years, and Wednesday's meeting was her last.
But I do want to take time to honor and say a big thank you to Donna Dolliner, our outgoing administrative assistant clerk to the school committee superwoman. So I have had the opportunity to know Donna and her family for a very long time, dating back to some time with family on Chatham Road and Orleans Drive. Your kindness is something that whenever I think of you sticks out. We were trying to find time, I don't know, it says over a decade, I think it's more than that, but in my time here, you have served as the clerk, sometimes when our meetings were very, very long, and you did all of that without complaint, always kept a professionalism and smile on your face, always making sure that we were okay. Obviously, the biggest things with the candy is I'm going to miss the most, and those late nights when you were hungry and needed that.
Somebody's taken over my job already.
Taking notes.
So I could go on and on and on, but I just personally and professionally in this role want to say thank you. You will be sorely missed. I want you to enjoy your retirement because you are so deserving of that. So yes, thank you very much.
The school committee will meet again on August 19th. The Capital Outlay Committee opened their meeting re-electing Bob Donnelly as chair and Kevin Connolly as vice chair. The committee received updates on projects approved in fiscal years 25 and 26. Following that, the committee got a first look at proposed FY27 capital projects. Bob Donnelly then reviewed the schedule and agenda for future meetings. The committee will present their recommendations to the Board of Selectmen, School Committee, and Finance Commission prior to the fall town meeting where the projects will be voted upon. The dates for the next few Capital Outlay Committee meetings are July 21st, August 18th, September 1st, and September 16th. Local business owner Andy Polve is celebrating 25 years of doing business at Domino's and would like to share this milestone with the Norwood community. Let's take a look at this brand new Living Local.
What started as a college job delivering pizzas turned into a 40-year career for Andy Polve. After working his way up from delivery driver to store owner, Polve is now celebrating 25 years of owning and operating the Norwood Domino's franchise.
I love doing business here. I'm very passionate about the business, about giving great customer service, about selling great pizzas. We have really great employees here. We've hired great people, we've trained people, and we just love it here. You know, from a visibility standpoint, it's almost like you can't miss us. And when we remodeled about 6-7 years ago, we wanted to clean up the outside of the building and put the flowers and paint it so it looked like a Domino store. So we almost started like the gateway to South Norwood, that you come in and then you're here. It's deceiving from the outside because when you do come in, you're now in a nice modern pizza place with a little bit of nostalgia.
While Domino's is a global chain, Andy believes real change starts locally and is dedicated to creating a lasting impact in Norwood.
We love Norwood because it's just very diverse. They love to give back to the town, and we love to give to them. It's just a feeding situation of compliments in a lot of ways. So we feel like if we can generate things to make the community better, we're willing to do that. We try to say yes to any of the organizations that come in that are looking for us to help them out. So we do National Night Out, where we donate pizzas, and down on the Common, we were able to donate $25,000 to the DPW about 3 years ago for the Plowing for Pizza snow plowing program. We just started a fundraising card. The fundraising cards it's all website based. The parents go and sell these cards for $20. They're good till the end of the year. They keep $10. The company that runs it keeps $10. And we hopefully get some new customers, and we can reward the customers that have been loyal to us for years. So the Cleveland School just did it. In the spring, over 2 weeks, they raised over $3,000. The Oldham School is going to do it in the fall, and hopefully they'll knock that out of the park. We give the organizations in Norwood a discount, so this way we're just covering our costs, but if they want to get pizzas or resell pizzas at a profit, they can do that. So we do that with the Student Council, we do that with Norwood Little League, we do that with Norwood Football.
To celebrate 25 years of business in Norwood, Andy is excited to share a special announcement.
I had decided a couple weeks ago, hey, we're getting up on 25 years on June 11th. We should maybe do something special for this. So we decided to say, hey, if you want to come in, see us. It's not for delivery. We'll give you a 25-cent medium one-topping pizza when you buy a large pizza, one topping at regular menu price. And it's a good way, again, to get people to come in, see us, introduce themselves. So what we have done for the last couple years to give back to the people that make this community run is that we give 50% off anytime to any town employee, whether it's the DPW or the light department, the school teachers, the town employees. And it's a pickup. They just show their either paycheck stub or their town ID, and they can pick up any pizza for 50% off. I think it's the partnership that we have with the town that the more things that we get involved in, the more the town wants to get involved with us. So it kind of feeds us to be motivated to want to even give back and do more.
Domino's may be the gateway to South Norwood, but Andy has made his piece of the pie a vibrant part of the Norwood community that goes far beyond pizza.
Well, NCM was at the farmers market for opening day. Ron Marshalsea was curious to know what vendors' and patrons' favorite guilty pleasure food was in the newest edition of NCM on the Street.
Couldn't answer it any better. That's perfect. I know where I'm stopping at the end of today. The Norwood Farmers Market, a place with some of the best fruits and vegetables in town. But today, I want to know, what is people's favorite guilty pleasure food. It's not a fruit, it's not a vegetable. What is it? What is your number one guilty pleasure food?
Oh, I would have to say lasagna. Homemade lasagna. I noticed there's some good homemade lasagna down the other end of the farmer's market, so I'll be checking that out in a little bit.
It's where I know where I'm stopping at the end of today. Your name real quick?
My name's Sienna.
All right, Sienna, what is your number one guilty pleasure food?
Ooh, nachos.
Not lasagna?
It's a tie.
All right, it's a tie. Here with Kristen from the Norwood Cultural Council. Kristen, what is your number one guilty pleasure food?
Probably chocolate or any other sweet treat.
Good answer.
Nice glass of crisp Sauvignon Blanc at the end of a farmer's market.
Couldn't answer it any better. That's perfect. Plug, your own plug, farmer's market plug. Great answer.
Number one guilty pleasure food is probably pad thai, just like drenched in sauce. Thai basil, which is over there, does a really good pad thai. But that's definitely my guilty pleasure.
Probably eating ice cream straight out of the carton and trying to stop my cat from licking the spoon.
They love ice cream, don't they?
Oh, my furry son goes feral for vanilla ice cream, and it's ridiculous.
Mine always dips his paw in my water. I don't know why, but he does.
Now, of the many things my cat goes feral for, vanilla ice cream is the top of the list. Like, I have to literally push him off of me if I'm having some.
Pleasure food. Blueberries. Blueberries.
Do you like them frozen? Do you like them fresh?
I'll buy them fresh or frozen. It just depends. But I go through 3 or 4 quarts of them a week. I eat them like candy.
It's better than candy.
Yep. I love blueberries.
What is your name?
Bill Murray.
All right, Bill. Oh, that's a cool name. Bill, what is your number one guilty pleasure food?
Oh, that'd have to be Allie's Cookies. Allie's has a retail store in Foxborough and one opening in North Attleboro. Been a customer for 4 years now. Love her story. Starting out working at CVS Corporate, said I want to make cookies, and now she has 2 retail stores and a truck, and that is my go-to cookie store.
Do you have your favorite cookie from there?
It's called the Kitchen Sink. Everything in it.
Emily, what is your number one guilty pleasure food?
Has to be cookies.
Good answer. Good answer. Well, that does it for another edition of NCM on the Street. For Norwood Community Media, I'm Ron Marshalsea. Let's go home.
Wow, so many great choices. I would have to go with brownies as my guilty pleasure. Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Norwood News. For the latest updates and stories, be sure to follow Norwood Community Media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks for tuning in, and from all of us here at NCM, have a great weekend.